My brother slammed his fist on my bedroom door that morning and yelled, "Cancel your doctor's appointment and take me to my game." His tone wasn't a request. It was an order. And the crazy part? He didn't even knock first. He just barged in like I didn't exist as a human being. Hook CTA. Before I tell you what happened next, hit follow, because what started as a simple no from me turned into the most shocking 48 hours of my life. My name is Mara, and my brother Kyle was 18, arrogant, and used to getting whatever he wanted. He always had. My parents fed that behavior like it was a pet they were proud of. But that morning, he crossed a line I didn't even know existed. "Get up," he snapped. My ride canceled. "You're taking me." I was already in my shoes, holding my medical papers. "I can't." "Kyle, I've waited 2 months for this appointment." He scoffed like I was joking. "Move it around. People cancel appointments all the time." "I'm not people," I said quietly. "And you're not my responsibility." He stepped closer, towering over me like he wanted me to feel small. "You're the one with no real job. What else could you possibly be doing?" That one hit deeper than it should have, because he knew exactly what I had been struggling with. My panic attacks, my insomnia, the constant tightness in my chest. My job cut my hours and I was barely holding myself together. "This isn't optional," he snapped. "It is for me," I whispered. He stared at me like I was dirt under his shoe. "Wow, this family really messed up giving you our last name." That sentence, it felt like someone slammed a door inside my chest. But I still grabbed my keys and walked past him. My doctor's appointment mattered more than his game. On my way out, my mom stopped me at the door. "Why aren't you taking Kyle?" "Because I can't keep putting my life on hold for him," I said. She crossed her arms. "He's your brother. And I'm your daughter," I reminded her. She didn't answer. Driving to the clinic, I kept my hands tight on the wheel, my breathing shaky, my throat burning. I hated that even when I stood up for myself, it still felt like I had done something wrong. After the appointment, I sat in my car staring at myself in the rearview mirror. The doctor had confirmed what I already suspected. My anxiety levels were dangerous. My body was screaming for me to slow down, set boundaries, start therapy. I was still processing all of it when my phone buzzed. "Incoming call. Mom," I declined. Then Kyle called. Then Dad, then Kyle again. I turned my phone off. When I got home, I stepped inside quietly, hoping to avoid the chaos. But the second the door clicked shut, I heard Kyle's voice. There she is, the selfish princess. He was sitting on the couch with my parents, arms spread like a king judging a servant. Mom pointed at me. "Kyle missed his game because of you." "Good," I said. "Maybe he'll learn something." Dad stood up. "You think you can talk to your brother like that?" "I think I can talk like a human," I replied. Kyle laughed. "Barely." I walked to my room. That alone set them off like fireworks. Dad followed me. "You owe your brother an apology." I froze. "For taking care of my health?" "For being inconsiderate," he barked. I didn't yell. I didn't argue. I just closed my door. But I heard Kyle outside whisper loudly, "She's useless. A burden. We should have sent her away years ago." I sat on my bed, shaking, staring at the small prescription bag in my hand. I wanted to scream, but instead, I cried quietly until my eyes burned. That night, I slept maybe 2 hours. The next morning, things escalated faster than I expected. My dad knocked on my door with 2 mugs of coffee, rare, suspiciously rare. "Let's talk," he said. I followed him to the kitchen. Kyle smirked at me from the counter. Dad sat down. "Your brother needs a ride to his championship game on Saturday." "No," I said immediately. "Mara," Dad warned. I said no. Kyle clicked his tongue. "She can't do anything right." Something inside me cracked. "Find someone else," I whispered. "I won't sacrifice myself anymore." Kyle stood up so fast his stool fell over. "You're actually insane." Then he pulled something from his pocket. My car keys. "When did you—" He dangled them in my face. "You're not going anywhere until Saturday." My heart dropped. "Give them back," he grinned. "Make me." I lunged forward, but Dad stepped between us. "Kyle," Dad said, "keep them for now. She needs to learn respect." Respect? My mouth tasted metallic. My ears rang. This wasn't discipline. This was punishment. I walked out of the house and sat on the porch steps, fingers trembling. The cold air stung my face. I felt like a guest in my own family, like a shadow they tolerated because they had to. Around noon, my grandma's car pulled into the driveway. Her timing was so perfect it felt unreal. She stepped out slowly, clutching her handbag and smiling at me until she saw my face. "What happened, baby?" I swallowed hard. "They took my keys." Her eyes darkened. "Who?" "Dad, Kyle." She didn't ask another question. She marched straight inside. I followed behind her because I knew something was about to explode. Grandma stepped into the living room. "Give Mara her keys." Dad looked annoyed. Kyle rolled his eyes. "She's being dramatic." Grandma turned to him. "I didn't ask for an opinion from a child." Kyle bristled. "I'm not—" "Keys," she demanded. My dad sighed. "Mom, stay out of this." That was his mistake. Grandma never raised her voice. But when she was angry, the air shifted like a storm rolling in. "That girl," she said, pointing at me without breaking eye contact with my dad, "is worth more than the two of you combined." Dad blinked. "Mom, if you weren't my son," she said coldly, "I would call this behavior disgusting." Kyle laughed sarcastically. "Oh, please. Mara's overreacting. She always does." Grandma stepped closer to him, so close he had to tilt his head back to look at her. Her voice dropped low. "You are one sentence away from learning what real consequences look like." Kyle finally shut up. Then Grandma looked at me. "Where are your keys, sweetheart?" Kyle hesitated before pulling them out of his pocket. He tossed them on the table. Grandma picked them up and handed them to me gently. "Now," she said to my dad and Kyle, "apologize." Neither moved. Grandma's eyes sharpened. "I'll only say this once." Dad muttered something under his breath. Kyle crossed his arms. "No apology." Grandma sighed. A quiet, disappointed sigh. Then she said words that made my skin prickle. "All right, then. Mara, go to your room. I need to make a call." "A call? To who?" I went upstairs. But halfway up the steps, I heard Grandma whisper sharply into her phone. "Yes, it's time." "Come now." My stomach flipped. Time for what? Who was she calling? And why did her voice shake slightly, like she wasn't angry anymore? But afraid? The second Alex said, "You're fired," I felt the world tilt. My mouth went dry. My chest tightened like I couldn't breathe. But something inside me snapped into place, not fear. Not helplessness, clarity. I straightened my shoulders. "No," I said quietly. "I'm not." His eyebrows shot up. "Excuse me? You don't have the authority to fire me." Jordan stepped forward. "Maya, seriously? He's the director." "Acting director," I said. "Interim, probationary, and his contract renewal depends on a performance review." They both froze. Alex's face drained of color. "You signed the renewal the moment you walked in," he snapped. "Because I told HR you agreed verbally." I looked him dead in the eyes. "HR recorded our meeting." "I never agreed." For the first time, Alex stuttered. You don't know what you're talking about." "I do," I said. "In fact, I filed my own report the night you tried to make me cancel my doctor's appointment." Guess what? Compliance took it seriously. Alex's jaw clenched. "You're lying." But I wasn't. And deep in his eyes, he knew it. He took a step toward me. "Delete the complaint." "No." "Maya," he whispered. "If you don't help me..." "Jordan and I are screwed," Jordan finally spoke. "Please, I have a newborn. I can't lose my job over this." My throat stung. "You should have thought about that." Before treating me like a personal servant, Alex lunged forward like he might grab my laptop. But Grandma's voice detonated through the room. "Enough!" She stepped between us like a shield. "You will not lay a finger on her," Alex scoffed. "Oh, please. Stay out of this, old..." Grandma moved faster than I've ever seen. She slapped him. Hard. The room went silent. Alex blinked in shock. "What is wrong with you people?" he yelled. "She's family," Grandma said. "And you treat her worse than a stranger." His face twisted. "So what?" "Mom would take my side." "Mom doesn't know what you've become," I said. His expression changed. A flash of panic. That was my mid-twist confirmation. "Maya," he said slowly, "what did you do?" "I didn't have to do anything," I said. "Compliance simply reached out to Mom for verification." He paled. Jordan whispered, "Oh God." "Because Mom? She was the one who raised us alone." She loved Alex blindly, protected him from consequences, believed he could do no wrong. And now she knew everything. Alex grabbed the back of a chair like he was trying not to collapse. Maya, don't let them talk to Mom again. You know how she gets. You know she'll make everything worse. I swallowed. This part was true. Mom could be explosive. Then fix it, he pleaded. Please. Fix what? I asked. What exactly do you want me to do? Withdraw the complaint. Delete everything. Tell them I'm performing well. If you don't... His voice cracked. I'll lose everything. I stared at him. The brother who ordered me around. Mocked me, treated me like a tool, made me beg for favors, called me dramatic for going to the doctor. And earlier that month, he told our cousins, laughing loud enough for me to hear, Maya's useless. She's not sick. She just wants attention. I had enough. Then you're going to lose everything, I said. His mouth fell open. Maya, you can't. I can, I said. And I already did. What does that mean? He asked sharply. I took a deep breath. The board asked for evidence. I gave them everything. He blinked. Everything? All the texts, I said. All the recordings. All the messages where you wrote, cancel your doctor's appointment and take me to my game. His voice dropped to a whisper. Maya, stop. They also have the footage from the lobby camera today, I added. The part where you threatened me. His legs gave out and he sat heavily in the chair behind him. Jordan looked between us, horrified. You recorded us? He asked. The building did, I said. Not me. Alex put his hands on his head. I'm done. I'm finished. Grandma touched my arm. Let's go, sweetheart. But before I turned, Alex grabbed my wrist. His grip was shaking. You're my sister, he whispered. You're supposed to protect me. I looked at him for a long moment. I did, I said. For years. His eyes watered. It shocked me. I'd never seen him cry. Please don't leave, he whispered. Tell them you made a mistake. Tell them you misunderstood. Tell them I'm not lying for you ever again. He broke. Actually broke. His head dropped. His shoulders fell. He looked like a child losing a fight he thought he'd win. Jordan quietly said, I'm sorry, Maya, for everything. I didn't answer. Not because I didn't care, but because I was tired. So tired. As we walked out, Alex stood up suddenly. Maya, I turned. His face was red. Eyes wet, voice cracking. What if I change? My voice shook. Then change. Will you help me? He asked. No, I said firmly. But I won't stand in your way either. And that was the truth. Grandma and I walked to the elevator. She squeezed my hand. You did the right thing. My chest tightened. Why doesn't it feel good? She whispered. Because love hurts when you stop letting it destroy you. The elevator doors opened. My phone buzzed. A new email from HR. Final report attached. I opened it as the doors closed. The last line hit me like a punch. Director Alexander Hale's position is hereby terminated effective immediately. Further investigation pending regarding financial misconduct. Financial misconduct? My vision blurred. I hadn't reported anything about finances. What the hell did HR find? Grandma saw my face. What is it? She asked. Grandma, I whispered, this isn't over. Because Alex? He wasn't just losing his job. He was about to lose something much bigger. I didn't know it yet. But the final twist hadn't hit me. Not even close.